Oh, yes, yes, sir. Coach, what's up, man?
Man, the stream is live. We are ready to go. It's Halloween. I mean, let's start the show, baby.
Man, yo, a lot's going on in the city. Hey, let's give a big shout out to Eagle Academy, Brooklyn, and Scaling for winning the City of His Minds
No doubt, man.
championships. That was
Shout
dope.
out those scaling girls, man. They're
Man,
really doing their thing under the radar.
that was a great game, too. That was a great
Yeah, you
game,
told
Coach.
me it was Austin.
Yeah, you was trying to get in, looking for parking for about half an hour.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know who I got to talk to. I got to get a golden pass somewhere because I can't park, man. Everybody getting dropped off and laughing at me driving in circles.
Let's
Crazy.
go. Man, Coach, man, oh, man.
And man, how good was the city is mine? You were so right, and so much going on. You were just at Canarsie, got to see our guy PJ commit. I saw the Twins commit at Stepanak. We got our guy Jervis committing on the 5th. We got Media Day coming up, and our guy Esther Elson, I believe, is going to commit tonight. So stay tuned for that, Pooh. I didn't know if you heard about that,
Wow,
but I heard
nah,
he may
breaking
commit tonight or
news.
tomorrow. So we'll see.
Listen, I think it's a great idea for these guys to sign early, right? You get
Yeah.
to sign early, you get it out the way because you don't want to get caught up in the confusion of the transfer portal because that transfer portal could get very, very tricky.
Yeah, and sometimes you leave it up to chance and you say, "Hey, I'm going to push it till the spring," and you start to struggle to begin your senior year. You add that pressure; it starts to mount up. I agree with you. I think it's a great idea for these guys to get ahead early and take a chance on these schools that really want these kids. That's been the theme of these guys, and I'm really proud of the choices. I mean, I was even tearing up watching PJ. I mean, that was a special moment in Canarsie, man. Awesome.
What a special moment for a special kid. Let me tell you, this kid has endured a lot in these last couple of years, man, in his young life, and he sustained and he just kept it pushing. And I think last night was all worth it
Yeah.
for all the things that he wanted to accomplish, right? And for what he went through, and for the city to come out and support him the way that we all did last night was amazing, man. Salute to my guy Cha-Ching and Jaden, you know what I'm saying,
That was
Edwards,
so awesome.
for Baseline Banners, my guy Mello, Films, Dave, all the media people who came out, man. It was a beautiful thing. All the family, cheerleaders, his teammates. It was a beautiful thing. Salute to the whole Canarsie staff, man. They really did a good job for that kid, man. And I think it was well deserved. And look, Fly Williams came out, baby.
Right? Yeah, I was
Right?
gonna say
50
Fly
years
Williams.
ago, he signed to Austin P. Now another Brooklyn guy gets to go out there and make history.
But Pooh, tonight it's about Long Island, baby. We're
We
going
going
to
out
the
to the
island.
island. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to High School Basketball Weekly.
Yeah.
I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, always here with my guy,
Brian Reichert.
Yes, tonight we have two of Long Island's top coaches.
Facts.
One coach of the year. All right. And our High School Basketball Weekly installment, 9th installment of the Coach's Corner. And I want to give a big shout out to my guy, Khalif Hill, who gave me this idea last year about doing the coaches corner. So salute to you, Luke, Khalif Hill, who gave me an emergency ride to the train station from the Bronx when I had a show the same night I was coming from Eagle,
The
Bronx,
best.
but that's a whole nother story. But salute Khalif Hill. We will be discussing their upcoming season and the state of Long Island high school basketball. Yes, sir. We are heading out to Long Island for an exclusive look into two programs that are shaking things up out there. Our first coach is making waves at Uniondale High School and was named Coach of the Year last year. This head coach has been at the helm for the last 4 years. So please help me welcome to the show, Coach Jaaz Styles. Coach, how you doing?
What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? How you doing? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well, man. You
Good. It's
know,
a pleasure to
I
be
love
here.
when the
It's a pleasure to
coaches. I
be
love
here.
when the coaches come on with their coaching shirts. You gotta
Yeah.
represent, man. That's love.
Yeah, for sure. I actually just left out the gym. The guys are literally in the gym right now, working right now. So, they're wrapping up. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here. Excited for the year ahead. Thank you for having me.
Nah, coach. It's a pleasure, man. We want to get a look inside what's going on out in the island, man. And you was one of the guys we want to tap into. Definitely for your accomplishments last year. You making waves out there, man. Um, what would you guys what have you guys been doing since last year? I know you guys, came up short in the semis to East Meadows. What have that taught you and your team from last year going into this year?
Yeah, I think last year you guys and Coach Brian has followed us exclusively. Last year you saw a lot of freshman growth throughout the year, where we had seven guys out of our rotation that were underclassmen. So we graduated three, I believe, three seniors, right? Three seniors, and only two of those guys really got significant minutes, really. And so what you saw was us, maturing throughout the year. And what better way to do it, with guys that are, dedicated to the time that they're putting in their communities. And these young men that we have here in our program, they've been a pleasure to coach, even though we came up short. We're definitely looking forward to making another run at it this coming year. And now they're sophomores and juniors, and it's 1 year ahead, and hopefully our maturity kind of kicks in, and that's what you kind of need to make a deep playoff run.
Yeah, they had like 8 seniors on that team, coach. So that veteran
Yeah,
team kind of got
yeah,
y'all. So
yeah,
that it
yeah.
makes sense.
And
It
some of
makes
those
sense.
guys were really good at football, so they had a strength advantage on us too. And that's another thing, we got in the weight room a lot since then. Not that we weren't before, but you just kind of have a goal, when you go after something and you fall short. You got just a clearer vision on, you're kind of more, what's the word I'm looking for, you're more intentional, I
Yeah.
guess I should say. You're just a little bit more intentional to the details, and the kids kind of understand that too. And that's why putting in extra hours, like being here from 8 p.m., anywhere to 8 to 8:30, lifting from 5 o'clock and things of that nature, study hall at 3:30. These kids are really putting in the time, in the classroom, and definitely on the court in the weight room.
Yeah, and coach, when we were talking about possibly having Long Island coaches, I really wanted to shed some light on what you're doing. I've seen you kind of develop, not only as a head coach, but as a guy who started off, kind of in that Jayhawk program, was really kind of, I remember you were running me information, and you were
Yeah,
just
yeah,
starting
yeah.
out, and my guy is
That's
taking
my
over a
family right there.
program now. And
Yeah,
I
yeah, for
wanted to
sure.
talk about that kind of, because you took over a program who had a legendary coach, went on a legendary run, really set the standard at Uniondale. And you've kind of taken over that job, with class, really showed, your side of how you want to run the show. And talk about that kind of transition, because there's a lot of pressure and you've handled it, and the program is really on the rise.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I succeeded one of my mentors, great mentors, Tom Diana, who's also in the Nassau Coaches Hall of Fame. He's in the New York State Coaches Hall of Fame. So definitely, yeah, big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is I was coached by him too. and I
Hmm.
grew up in his system too, and so did the rest of the staff that we have with James Alchemy and Steph My Lord. We all have come together as one, and through our time with Coach Tom Diana, he's taught us many, many things, and he's still around. He definitely is. I call him the cheat code. So anytime I get at a crossroad where it's like all right, it's a decision that I'm kind of in between. I know I can call him and he gives me his sound wisdom. So learning from him and still being able to pick his brain is definitely something that we use as a tool. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity to be able to coach for my alma mater. I played here. My brother played here. My little brother played here. And he went on to University of Maryland Eastern Shore. So I have nothing but gratitude for this program, what they have done for me and my family's life. And definitely I'm just so glad to be able to, infiltrate positivity on my community for the next generation. So it's definitely a pleasure to, take on the helm here and continue to try to make history. We got to get back. This is my fourth year. We were close last year. Our first 2 years were a little bit of a struggle, but we were rebuilding and now we're here. So it's time to, kind of make a stand. And I know the community is itching for us to, you know, get the job done.
Yeah, speaking of community, how have they been supporting you guys, and what is the student body like at those home games? And staff members that come out to support y'all. What does that mean to you and your program now and moving forward?
Yeah, I think what I've noticed lately is our fan base has really grown a lot because social media has just kind of really, skyrocketed, obviously in the past decade. So we have some very interesting things that go on at our games. So, for instance, it kind of has that HBCU feel at our games, at our home games. If you're able to watch, if you're able to go on YouTube, we have full broadcasting on there as well for my last home playoff game against Westbury, and you'll see like we have our band there, we have a kick line there, we have a DJ there, obviously our announcer. This year, we're supposed to have some other I can't spill the beans yet, but we're supposed to have some other I guess extra glitz and glamour that kind of happened, and it's supposed to kind of help our home games kind of be as lively as it can. But yeah, it's such a great time at our home games. Even our local police, they love coming to our games. Like one day I was at the mall, I'm leaving, and a policeman stops me. He's like, "Hey, you're Coach Styles?" And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, dang, is this my moment?
Yep.
I'm like, they're gonna get me, right? And then he's like, no, no, I'm just, I was at your home games and you guys were a pleasure to watch. And he started calling out the players' names right there. Like guys like that have graduated last year, like an Isaiah James. He started calling out guys like Dylan Hickman. So these guys, these kids, Jaden Barrows, this our 6'8" wing, they know the kids' names and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited and intrigued about our home games and our home stand coming up. And we only lost uh one one home game conference wise in the past 2 years. So our home crowd is definitely like our sixth man, and we love that they travel with us too.
Hey, coach,
Yeah.
didn't their band perform at the Long Island, New York City game?
Yes, they did. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And they
yeah,
actually
very
just did
good.
the news day as well. They do news day. I actually was a part of our band too as a student. I actually happened to be one of the drum leaders. So yeah, when I tell you these guys are legit,
Yeah, very
Yeah.
these
good.
guys are legit. So if anyone's watching out there and you want to hear a good band, come to our home games.
Love,
So
love
you'll hear
that.
some good stuff there. So yeah.
Yeah, we got to shout out. Like, I'm so happy Pooh brought that up because the Uniondale crowd is really bringing it. Pooh, it's stepping up. It feels like when Coach Diana had it humming again, the energy's up. One like you said, have to shout out my guy Zion Styles, one of my favorite guys
Yeah.
I've ever covered. And you already brought him up, Coach, but I was telling Pooh, who could be a guy who potentially is the best guy on Long Island, and my first kind of name I'm throwing out is Dylan Hickman. I know he's only 2027, but how
Hmm.
special is this kid, Coach?
Yeah,
And how impressive is this kid's shot making ability? I mean, just
yeah.
tell Pooh and the rest of these guys how big time this kid is.
Yeah. This kid really he's grown so much. Another guy he's grown, he's gained 10 pounds in the
Mm,
past month and a half on muscle alone. So he's going into his junior year kind of with a chip on his shoulder where he had, I think he finished the season second runner up to player of the year last year. So
mm,
he's kind of coming into this year with, something to prove, a lot to prove. His shot making ability, his ball handling ability will be on display. I'm pretty sure you guys want to, touch on, what guys' new roles will be since the big transfer news anyway. So I guess I'll just beat you to it. Dylan Hickman is going to be asked to play the leading guard now. And, he's going to also be asked to still make shots and create kind of in the way that you'll see like a Trey Young or a Steph Curry or,
mm.
maybe like a Steve Nash do in their
Yep.
time. So we'll be using him a lot that way. And his ability to stretch the floor, granted, you'll say like, "Ah, that might be a bad shot, that might be a bad shot," but for this kid, there is no bad shot, and he works on it. And like I said, he's literally in the gym right now, still
Mhm.
shooting. So yeah, these kids, like I said, these kids are putting in work, and I'm so excited to see Dylan Hickman's growth. He's going to prove a lot to a lot of people on how he can run a show.
Mm.
Man, with the transfer portal being heavily adopted on the high school level, right? Especially
Yeah,
here in New
yeah.
York City, do you
Hmm.
guys, go through that same thing on the island?
Yeah,
Mind you just
definitely.
received one, but how big is it on the island right now?
Yeah, and how much pressure has your team, especially being a young and
Yeah, I
exciting?
mean,
Go ahead, Coach.
no, go ahead. I was listening to you. I think we
No,
just
no,
got
we
a
go
little
ahead,
delayed there.
go ahead, B. You can finish it off.
Yeah, we were just saying, like he said, talk about the pressure of having a young and exciting team with exciting pieces. A lot of people are going after your guys. How much pressure has it been to keep these guys around?
Yeah, I mean, pressure. I wouldn't call it pressure,
Mhm.
but
He
it's
know they
because
coming for
we
his
are a
players,
true
coach.
community.
You see, he took a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time
I
to
mean,
answer that question.
yeah, it's kind of a gift and a curse.
Mhm.
Obviously, you would love for the kids to stay in the community, but honestly, if a kid and his family or his or her family feel like the next chapter for them should be elsewhere, by all means, we don't necessarily, subscribe to, trying to hold kids back or
Yeah.
make families do things that they may not want to do because what's the worst thing? Like the worst thing we would want is like, let's say someone, is like, "Hey, coach, we're thinking this, we're thinking that." And we're like, okay, we understand that. The worst thing to do is, I feel like, is to try to force someone to stay, and
Mhm.
then if it something doesn't go the way they want, they regret it. And I'd rather people just do what they feel is best for them and their families. And for any kid that transfers into our program or out of our program, we welcome them with open arms, and we wish them the best.
Yeah, and honestly, Coach, it's so good to hear that mentality because, like you said, you never know how things work out, and like you said, it changes things. It gives people more opportunity. I can't wait to see Hickman's usage. But talk about your two big guys. I was also telling Pooh about Mr. Barrows and but also Jaden Ogden has been a guy who's just continued to work, continued to get better,
Yeah.
continued to be a good piece. So talk about those two kind of guys solidifying, your kind of front court and how big years those two guys could have.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you mentioned them because talk about transfers happening and then roles changing. So you just labeled them as our front court. They're actually going to be our two and our three. So Barrows at 6'8" will be our in the backcourt with Hickman, and Odin will be our swing man, and he's also a
Love
Swiss Army knife too. So right now they're just working on advancing their game. And one thing about those two, they work so hard and their bodies are so they're so ready for contact that I think guys on the wing won't like it, if you get what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
even though those guys on the wing, we have the luxury of still having length on the backside. So we got um two seniors that'll start in our front court,
Mhm.
Darren Brown, and we have Gene Hurley Gene, who's also this kid Hurley Gene is about 6'5", and Darren's 6'6" ish, and so we still have our length on the backside where Odin and Barrows can pretty much be okay with handling wing responsibilities, and we still got that force at the basket where, we can challenge shots. And I think if anyone was able to watch our preseason matchup against Lehigh National, you were able to see our length. Obviously, they're a super talented team and they put it to us, but there were many possessions where we were able to force turnovers with our length because we were able to match up. So after Dylan Hickman at about 6'1.5", we're going 6'8" with Barrows, 6'4" with Odin, 6'5" with Darren Brown, 6'5" with Hurley Jean. So yeah, we're not small at all. We don't lack length. We don't lack athleticism. So I'm looking forward for our defense to really pick up, and then you'll see those guys on the wing, Odin and Barrows sprinting, running, dunking,
Yeah.
corner threes. Just kind of doing things that they'll be asked to do at the next level. So it's a good transition for them, especially as this is only a second year. Like
Yeah.
people you figure these kids they're both 15 years old. So
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
they'll be more than willing to take on the challenge.
Okay, you're on the sideline and you got to contact one of the two Jadens. Do you call them by their last name? How do you differentiate?
Yeah. So here's the deal. They got nicknames, all right? So the 6'8" Jaden, his newest nickname that the community is calling, they calling him Sliced Bread. So they've seen
Slice
him play.
bread.
Yeah, they've seen him play lately, and he's moving like, like a real true wing, like he should. And so they're like, yo, this kid is one of the best things since sliced bread. He had no idea what that meant. It just goes to show time, right? He's like, Coach, what the heck is sliced bread? And he's like, "Well,"
Coach.
I'm like, he thought it was an insult. I'm like, dude, no, man. If people are telling you that,
Right.
you
Yeah.
should listen to him, like so. So we just call him Slice for right now. So you might hear that a lot going around. Obviously, you might hear some people call him KD because he's got a KD like game.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Be able
saw
to
that.
score with his
Yeah.
back to the basket, facing the basket, blocking shots, shooting threes. He's going to be playmaking a lot too. So, and then when it comes to Odin, if you watch him, as I call him, he's just a junkyard dog. This kid, he's one of the toughest kids I've ever come across. There's not a fight he won't be able to win. Just simple as that. Like, and I'm talking obviously on the court. When I say fight, be able to win,
Mhm.
I mean a box out. I mean a loose ball. Getting on the floor and diving on a ball there, or
Does
first
all
to
the dirty
call
work. Yeah.
timeout. Right. Yeah. This kid, he's you're gonna see him muck up the game, if you will. And
Mhm.
that helps us a lot. That helps us a lot. And he's just a physical specimen too, though. Odin's like 6'4", built like a box. Like this kid is, he's legit. He's gonna have one of the better college ready bodies, I would say, by the time it's all said and done with him for sure.
Coach, I just have a two-parter. I know Pooh's going to want to get into your schedule a little bit, which we'll talk about. I
Hmm.
really wanted to talk about Darren Brown too because he's a guy I saw last year, kind of running your defensive, zone, doing a really good
Yeah.
job. He's a guy I think that could potentially play at the next level, whether it's D2, D3. I think
Hmm.
somewhere fit based on his athleticism. So I wanted you to maybe give him a little bit more love and talk about him. And also, I wanted to see if there are any guys who you think were kind of working hard. Maybe you think are kind of flying under the radar at Uniondale who might help off the bench this year?
Yeah, no doubt. So Darren Brown, man, he's as I told you, 6'5". When he puts
Yeah.
his arms out, he's a 7 footer. He's been in our program since since elementary school too. We have a program in our neighborhood called the Genesis program,
Hmm.
spearheaded by my assistant head coach James Alchemy. All of our kids have come through that program that you see
Awesome.
now, which is why it's kind of easier for us to keep our talent.
Yeah.
And Darren Brown is just a product of that, where um, this kid is going to be all over the place and he's going to clog up the lane. He's going to block shots. He's going to dunk the ball hard. He's going to be flying all over the court. And his experience and his leadership
Yeah.
really will speak volumes this year. He definitely has Division 2, Division 3 talent for sure. And
Hmm.
he's a kid that's just he's even kill if you get what I'm saying. Like the kid is
Yeah.
never gonna get high, he's never gonna get low. Like if you were able to watch him against Baldwin last year, if you were able to watch him against when we played Lawrence Woodmere's team, this kid really made a big difference. And we're talking about a kid that's also overcome a lot.
Yeah.
We didn't make it to I guess mainstream or big this up, but Darren came off of major cardio surgery last year, and he sat the first half of the year, and
Wow.
he's definitely a testimony to being an overcomer out of this community, and
Mm.
he's also got the highest GPA on our team. If you check out our Instagram page, yeah, he's valedictorian worthy and all the the
Mm.
whole nine. So this kid is his leadership, I can't speak to it enough, and the love that he shows to his community and his brothers here in our program, it's second to none. It's really
Mm.
second to none. Just a class act of an individual. And I hope the world and people that pay attention would see that too, because that kid is definitely special for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Coach, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit, right, to your summer. How did you spend your summer, and was you with your team any during the summer watching their progress?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So our kids in the summer, after their their AAU runs, we're actually kind of almost never stopping. So even after our season, we took like a month off after our semifinal loss. We took a month off and we were right back into it. The kids actually wanted to get right back to it the next day. So I was like, guys, you want to take some time and just think about your season and mellow off and then come back and regroup. But our schedule, what it looks like is we're going at least 4 times out of the 7 days throughout the summer.
Mm.
Guys are lifting. We have weight room for an hour minimum. That's also run by our strength and conditioning coach, which is also my head assistant coach, James Alchemy. If you ever see James, you'll see this guy is jacked. So he knows exactly
That's
what
why his
he's
name
talking
James
about in the weight
Akame.
room.
He's Aki.
Right, right, right. He's got the right last name.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so also just realized, Coach Brian, I didn't answer your second question as far as who may show us something off the bench. Um, I'll say most likely our ninth grader, who happens to be um Coach Akami's son.
Mm.
Um, this kid, this kid is a fearless point guard. He'll play the backup point guard for us, and like Dylan, this kid is a knockdown shooter. I
Mm.
guarantee you, if anyone's watched that Lehigh game, you'll see he ripped off about 2 threes in about 3 minutes. Got on the floor for loose balls, things of that nature. Totally
Mm.
not scared of the moment, ready for it. Another kid who's doing 2 a days since summer too. So yeah, our summer schedule, he's been in those workouts too, where we're going 4 out of 7, weight room for an hour, individuals for 45 minutes, and then
Mm.
team concepts for about another 45. So they're not in there too long, when it comes to that stuff. And then also I like to give my coaches, the leeway to just step in and, take the lead. I think having a different voice for the kids as the year goes on is super important. As you know, these kids, they hear the same voice and they can get tired of it very quickly.
Of course.
Um, so I use that to my advantage, and it helps where we got the kids kind of showing their leadership more. And from the summer to now, we got kids that have gained 10 to 20 pounds of muscle.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, these kids are working so hard. They're literally wrapping up now, but you still got a few guys in the gym that they just want to shoot. They just love the gym. They're gym rats. So I'm so psyched about this year.
Yeah, I think you guys got a lot of hoopers. A lot of guys are starting to really buy in and seeing what you guys could do. But me and Pooh always ask this. We're dying to know who you playing this year. How's the non-schedule looking? I know
Yeah.
everybody wants to play you guys. So who you guys taking on?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, especially everyone feels like, we might be a little bit down, so which is the fun part. And I like that. Coming into it, it was like, all right, if you lose, that's crazy, right? It's kind of like, you're the favorites. So now, people, they're talking, which I like better.
Mhm.
So now I got a little, motivation with my guys, but yeah, it's gonna be a year where um these guys have to just mature
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them do that. Yeah, so this is going to be a fun year for them, to really excel in those roles and this new avenue of just hoops where you got we got St. Dominic's on the schedule. We have Stony Brook on the schedule. We have Lehigh Regional on the schedule. We got Knox School on the schedule,
Mhm.
their regional team. Who else we have on the schedule? Baldwin as a non-league. We'll play them at Gary Charles event. So
Excellent.
yeah, we definitely got, Chaminade, we got them as
Mm,
well
good.
on the schedule at their place. So yeah, we're not ducking any smoke for sure.
I like that.
All right, coach, before we get you out of here, if there's one game that we should attend um at Uniondale, what game would that
Mhm.
be and why?
That's a good question. I want to tell you all of them, of course, but I'm gonna play the game the right way. I'm not gonna be that guy. Let's see. Most intriguing game. It might be at Chaminade. It might be at Chaminade. And it's early, December 9th, 7:30. I would imagine that game might be the one that you don't want to miss. That one, and of course the Gary Charles event against Baldwin, because Uniondale Baldwin, whenever that happens, it's a rivalry. So
Yeah,
I
we usually
respect and
show up to
love.
the Gary Charles event anyway, so that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
that makes
yeah.
it a
So
lot
I'll see
easier.
you guys there. Yeah, yeah. So, but if I had to play the game right, I'd say I'm looking forward. Probably, if I had to tell you, come out to that Chaminade game, and of course, our tournament games are Jamani Wright Showcase games. I have to be biased towards those two. We have Lehigh Regional and Knox School back to back. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I would say.
Well, listen, coach, go ahead, B.
Yeah,
What
Coach,
you
I
got?
just want to say thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
You're a rising
Yeah.
star. I'm so happy to share your story with Pooh and what your program's doing. And, just keep doing your thing, man. We're proud of you. And thanks for coming on.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm telling you, I wish I could be a liar, but I'm not. I could show you these guys are they're them rats,
Bet.
man. I'm like
We
literally
got
10
time. Take us
steps
on a
away
tour,
from these
man.
guys.
Coach White's he's in the building waiting for us, so don't worry about it. We good. We good. All right. And the one thing I
Yeah,
like
these
about
guys are
this coach
literally in here.
is legacy, right? You what you're fulfilling and what you're doing is legacy. You went to the school, family went to the school, and you keeping it going. So that's very good.
There they
See,
are, man.
nice,
Still
chill.
working back there.
Nice, nice. Tell them to come here real quick. Tell them to come here. 'Cause if they, well, I
Yo,
know you.
guys,
Tell them
hold
to
on
come
real
here real
quick. Come
quick.
here real quick. Hold on. Hurry up. I want you guys to say hello to someone. Come on, run it, hustling. Just say hello. Just say hello.
Unbelievable.
Hello. So this is Coach B, Breakheart, and Pooh Harding. These guys are, we were doing an interview. I was talking about you guys and our season ahead, and I was telling you guys in here working is what 8:38, and here, so we appreciate you guys. We thank you for all your love and support. We'll see you guys soon.
No. Keep up
Definitely
the hard work, y'all. All right, fellas.
appreciate you guys. Go Uniondale, baby.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you. That was dope. That was dope.
Listen, he's a young star. I'm so happy. I know you. I know you love guys like that. Like you said, a legacy guy. You know, his family's been through there, and he's just doing a great job. You know, when he took over, the program was really down. You know, everybody was like, "It's over. Coach Diana's out of here," and they're right back in the mix at the top. So, great story, and I'm so happy to share it. And you know, he's even cooler than I imagined. Did a great job.
Man, that was awesome, man. That was awesome. And look, we always root for those guys, right?
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
when everybody else say the chips is down, you get somebody to come up there, pick up the pieces, and put them right back in the winning position.
Yeah, and there's around when you kind of came in is I started a little bit before that, and there was a star basketball player there, JoJo Wright. I don't know if you've heard the story. You may
No.
have.
Oh, yes.
But he got in a car accident when he was projected to be the best player in the league, and he was an absolute star. And to lose the kid that early at the program, the neighborhood was devastated. I still get teared up thinking about it. He's such an energetic, great kid that you just love to watch. And to see that community coming back up like this is awesome to see. And we're definitely going to get to some games and check them out this year.
Definitely gonna go pull it to the Gary Charles and see that Baldwin game. That'll be
Oh
dope.
man, that's gonna be crazy, dude. The place is gonna be rocking for that. Oh
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully you won't be getting stalked by any parents saying, "Get my kid a write-up, get my kid a
my
write-up."
God. Well, our guy, Coach Burns, is gonna be rocking the towel on the sideline.
There you go. Well, listen, our next guest,
His family, Pooh. His
that's
family.
right. We got him in the fold.
Family, man.
He's the Stony Brook School head coach. He's been there for the last 3 years. He also was one of our coaches in the basketball head New York
That's right.
Supremacy All-Star game last year. So please
Champion.
welcome to the show, our guy, our brother, Coach Ron White. Coach, what's up?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
How you doing,
Listen,
Coach?
all I want to know is give me a trick or treat update, man. How the legs feeling? You feeling fresh? Are the kids good?
Hey, full transparency. So we were actually at a friend's house now, and I begged to kind of get into one of their rooms just to have this moment because we're all over the place. I didn't even make it home just yet. So, I grabbed my laptop and was on the road. And as soon as I saw it was time, I dropped into one of my people's house and said, "Yo, I need a room." So here I am.
See, because Clarence got some really good parents. I'll never forget that when he said
Listen, man.
Players' parents have some really good parents. That's
Yo, that's my guy right there already.
Right.
Straight hip hop. Hey,
The best.
Coach, how first of all, I just want to go back to that basketball supremacy game, right? That you was a part of.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you, and what were some of the things that you learned being put together with different coaches? Especially like Tiny Morton, Coach Marcelin, and having all those guys there, man, under one umbrella.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much to you because I kind of hit you up last minute saying I'd love to be a part of that moment. I know that there was a couple guys that I had on my team that you wanted to play, and I said, listen, I'd love to be a part of that special moment. And any of those special moments, I'm just such a basketball head at heart. I love what I do. I love giving back to young people. So just to be amongst, just a plethora of amazing people that give back to the young people and give back to the basketball community. It's just, I had goosies. Like, Tiny, I've known Tiny for a while. I've been in some of his workouts. He's been in some of my workouts. So just to be next to him and even my guy over there at Hollow Hills East as well, that my guy, like real good people. So it was a really good event. We took care of business. Those teams were tough, but they couldn't really mess with the team that we had. The Long Island team was just too much for it.
It was crazy. Coach, move your device a little bit because I think you get some feedback whenever it's on.
Let me just turn it down. Maybe it's too loud.
There you go.
But listen, Coach, you belonged on that sideline. And, I know Pooh's going to ask you some more in-depth questions, but I'm dying to know, you had some guys there Talk about your stars and the expectations that are starting to grow with guys like Mr. Simon and Augustine, because these two guys are in videos in every event they play in.
Yeah.
They're super productive. They're high flying. And Pooh's always saying, "Who the hell are these kids?" Every time he saw them in videos. So tell everybody how special these two guys have kind of been for your program.
Well, I mean, is that better?
Much better.
Yeah, much better.
Awesome. Transparency, man. I mean, I have a good relationship with a couple of entities in Nigeria, and these young guys came, and actually only 3 weeks ago marks a full year of them playing organized basketball.
Wow.
Up until then, they would literally play, here and there. It wasn't a whole lot going on for them. And they're super intellectual. They work just as hard as you see them on a court and on hardwood. They work in the books as well. They go to one of the more dominating and more rigorous private schools in the country, and they're on the high honor rolls list, right? They're on the Dean's list, and they're awesome. They love what they do. They are sponges. Obviously, physically, these guys are freaks, right? They can jump all over the gym. They're learning the game of basketball on the fly, right? So understanding the U.S. and the culture, understanding, getting used to the food even. I remember when I first picked them up from the airport, I actually was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit them good, man." And I took them to Chick-fil-A because every athlete likes Chick-fil-A. So I ran up into Chick-fil-A and I'm like, "Hey, listen, I want you guys get this, and this," and they sat there and they kind of looked at it and they started eating the mac and cheese, which is my favorite. And then they bit into the classic chicken sandwich, and they was like, and they were honest. They was like, I mean, this isn't it. This isn't it. And they eat so pure with no preservatives and all this extra stuff. But fast forward till now, anytime we want to eat, where you want to go? Well, we go to Chick-fil-A. So the palate has gotten used to all of this fattening food that we all seem to love. But they have come here, and whether it's learning the culture, learning the cuisine, learning the dialect and the interpretation of the game, I mean, let alone understanding plays and schemes and defensive concepts, like all of that stuff literally was just jammed into their minds and into their hearts. And honestly, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I am so proud of those two guys. And the truth of it is, like, we are working endlessly trying to get them to kind of catch up because they're contending. I mean, I really honestly see them as Division I players, right? But when you talk about Division I players, you're talking about seasoned vets who understand the IQ is up there, in addition to their athleticism, right? So it's not about being athletic in the Division I. It's actually you have to understand and know the game, right? Schemes and plays are only designed to keep you organized, but you got to break off that is every chance you get to make a basketball play, right? And so like all of those things is just a lot that tons of film work, tons of repetition. So, we are really, working very hard to catch them up because, again, athletically and size-wise, they have the ability to play Division I basketball. It's just getting them comfortable and getting them to understand, like, the different chops and the understanding of, like, how to play the game within the game. If that makes any sense.
No. That's perfect. I'm gonna need you to move your device. Whatever's on is I can hear it in my ears. There you go. Fire your phone.
Was it my phone? No.
Because I hear it in my headphones. Keep talking. Say something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing,
it's
1, 2.
A little bit better now. It's a little bit better now.
I turned it down even more. Is that better?
Yeah.
Or is that too low?
No. I can hear you good. We can hear you good.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
It's just when you talk, it's giving some feedback. I don't know whatever is near it is vibrating off. The speakers is vibrating.
Yeah, normally I'm in my office on something like this, man.
Right.
You guys know the whole coaching life, man. There's some moments that you kind of got to break away from your job because the wife is like, all right, babe. But I could not let this pass, man. This is truly an honor and a privilege to kind of be with you guys. And I told her I had to get it.
Nah. This is dope. So can you adjust? Were you on the laptop?
I'm on a laptop. I can switch to my phone if you want.
No. Just move your laptop. over a little bit because it may be vibrating on something.
Check 1 2.
There you go.
Is that better?
Much better.
Okay.
Much better. Much better. Now, being that you guys are at a private school, so it's a little bit different, right, than regular public schools with the transfer portals. I know you can bring guys from outside the country, but have you guys were able to get any transference? Like, how does that affect you guys' movements and team wise?
Sure. I mean, we are not necessarily going out actively recruiting anybody. So, we gotta, we do Stony Brook. Our conference does a good job making sure that we broadcast and market our school, market what we're doing, the ability to come in here. Like we do have a sort of a competitive advantage because we're able to kind of dorm a kid. I think some of the biggest issues with a lot of the schools is that they don't have dorms. We are the closest thing to a college education, right? We have real academics. We have dorms. We have an eatery where breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and in meals in between the dinners. We have all of that. We're right across the street from Stony Brook University. And so we do go over there very often to see their games and their practices. So you got to kind of get a real true understanding of what Division I basketball looks like. I think we're attractive to a lot of people, and I think that the school, I'm very fortunate to be a part of this. Only 3 years, and with my little relationships that we have on Long Island and New York and some of the other areas, like it's time to like break the walls down and let them know like Stony Brook is here, man. We Stony Brook, again, if you know the history of Stony Brook, we were in the Section 11 for a while. That's public school conference. That was over 15 years. And then only 6-7 years ago, they jumped out of the Section 11 and went into the private school sector, right? And then that gives us a large a variety of opportunities. It opened up a lot of doors, and this is where we should have been. This is where they should have been from the start. But now, they put a lot of time and focus and mobilize behind the athletics, and they want to have us come through and really build it. And so that's kind of what we're doing. And so, like for example, this year you'll know that we have a kid that's a junior. He's 6'9". He comes by way of Serbia. We've got another kid named Valtres. He's from Lithuania. His dad played on the national team there. We've got a kid that is actually from North Carolina, but he spent his entire life in Japan because his parents was in the military and they were teachers in the military. And he now came back to the States, and he is now on our team. He's from North Carolina, from Japan, and he's a stellar guard. And he should be putting in some work this year as well.
And Coach, you've also put a big premium on your freshman class. Lot like City, which is what me and Pooh talk about. If you're not dominating the transfer portal, you could always go to the freshman class. And Stony Brook has one of the best freshman classes, I think, in New York State, especially with guys like MJ Hill. Talk about his potential and that class, like the class's potential overall, Coach.
Yeah, so he's actually an 8th grader. Absolutely. Yeah, so we have 2 young men, Cameron Gray and MJ. Is that a feedback happen again?
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen when I do this?
Not as much.
Okay. So I'll keep this bad boy up. My arms is burning, man. My arms is burning, man. So we got MJ Hill and also Cameron Gray. These are 2 very special young men. Cram, I haven't seen a kid at his age and actually in high school that can knock it down from the 3-point range as efficient as he does. MJ has a knack as a point guard to kind of navigate the court very well. He's fearless. Both of them are very fearless. I'm still trying to encourage them to talk. I think that, we all know the ability to talk on the court and to kind of command your presence is huge. There's a lot of skilled kids out there, but if you can't talk and communicate and demand presence, then you're probably going to just be a statistic, right? And so I'm really trying to get them to, I'm sorry?
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
No, it's imperative, man.
Kids need to hear that. Kids need to hear that, right?
Yeah. And listen, this is one of the things that these guys got to understand. Like, you put pressure and on us, and we accept the challenge as coaches to help you get to the next level. And my job is to make sure that we market you and broadcast you as best we can to get you to the next level. But if you're not doing your 50, I can't do my 50 to the best of my ability. And so the smallest thing, which is the biggest thing, is to be able to open your mouth and talk. And these guys talk all the time off the court. When you get them on the bus, when you see them in the cafeteria, these guys have a whole lot to say. And all of a sudden, when we get into the court, it's like mute. Right. And that's not just them. I'm sorry if I don't mean to say it just this is across the boards, juniors, seniors, sophomores alike.
This
right?
is why we say thank you. This is all over though. This is not
over.
just at your
all
school.
over Long Island, the city. This is everywhere.
Yeah. And I always wonder, like, is this a thing of just being cool, or do you just not understand the importance of talking? Right. And so we try to meme it out. Like, if you don't want to hear from me, listen to Bob Hurley. Listen to some of these coaches that's legendary, that's been here for a long time. They say it all the time. If you're not talking, you can't get on my court. But yeah, getting back to these two young eighth graders, man, like, the future is amazingly bright. They've put in so much work. These guys are in it, man. They're dogs, man. And we are so grateful that they chose Stony Brook as their place to be. And I think that we've got 5 years of amazing basketball, and we will continue to work with those guys. And they've accepted the challenge. Conditioning, we're 2 more days. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. is one of the last days of Hell Week, as we call it. Actually, I changed it. It's not even Hell Week, because we're in a Christian school. We call it Endure Week. That's what we call it. You got to watch out for that whole word. So
come on, coach.
Yeah, exactly. We switched it up now, so we call it Endure Week right now. And so, but I'm telling you, these guys are in the top 6. They're in the top 6 of every running drill that we do. They're grinding it out. You see their tempos kind of wavering a little bit, but they don't quit. And they get back on the court and still play hard, man. And they have amazing families, amazing fathers who are also pillars of the basketball game. Chudney Gray played at St. John's, played at Rice. He knows the game inside and out. He's got an army with him. He has a lot of resources and connections. Same thing with NJ's dad. We call him Peanut. His name is Mark. Loves the game as well. He'll do anything for his kid or any other kid if they're looking to be a part of this basketball world. So, we're very encouraged of the youth and the freshmen and 8th grade class that we have. I mean, the future is bright for Stony Brook basketball for sure.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, I just hit up my guy 5 Films. I was like, yo, don't forget, we got to go out to Stony Brook. We got to go out to Stony Brook. Because, look, we've been so busy this year. It's been crazy. Because not only we've been hampered by doing our preseason runs, not hampered, but busy doing our preseason runs, going to all these preseason games. There's been more preseason games than ever this year, right? Yep. And then all the moving pieces and transfers that's going on in New York. So it's just been kind of chaotic on this side. But I just hit him up again like, yo, we got to get out there, because I think that'll be a dope episode to see everything that you guys have to offer. With saying that, how is the student body and the support that you guys get at Stony Brook, and what is a game like at home?
Because it's a small school, right, Coach?
Know. Yeah. I'm sorry?
Because it's a small school, right, Coach?
Yeah, so we have about 600 kids, and out of the 600 kids, they come from 30 different countries, right? So and then we've probably got about 280 boarders, 5 or 7 day boarders, and the rest are day students, right? And so, we're working on, bringing the community in the basketball games, the baseball games, which our baseball team is nationally ranked. They got 7 kids that are going high-level Division I, 2 going pro after this year, absolutely elite. Our basketball games, as of late, the last 3 years, I don't know what happened before me, but right now there's no sitting room. There's standing room only. And we get in the pop, and they allow me to play a little bit of secular music, and we get it rowdy in there. And we're looking to try to hopefully break a rim or break a backboard this year, man. We got a lot of high flyers. It's funny, man, because it's weird. Kids are not used to playing with guys that can jump. It's crazy. It's like the ability to kind of dribble drive, get into the paint, throw that thing up to the rim, and let somebody go and get it. Like there's so many kids out there that is just not used to that.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, it's a lost art, but we're bringing it back. One thing I will tell you guys, I need you guys to know, like, don't forget about us Long Island boys, man, us country boys, man. There is good basketball out here, bro. And there's a lot more. Shout out to my boy Jay David and Coach Buck over there in Lehigh. Like that's great basketball out there. I mean, none of us can hold a candle to any of them just yet, but there's some good basketball on Long Island. So we're coming, and I need you guys. I need your help to kind of shine that light on us because there's some good programs and some good country boys that know how to play good basketball, and we want to be a little recognized too.
Now we're gonna make our way up. Now, and I'm serious. Like I just text my guy right here, just to let him know, like, yo, we got to get out. We got to get out to Stony Brook. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let
Who
the
is
whole
that?
world see that.
That's
It's
the stone guy. That's the stone guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Five films, the one who hold us down. You know what I'm saying? And even if I gotta get out there, because me and B, I go film the game and we'll be commentating while I'm filming. We get it on. We get it on.
All I know is Coach White will have a parking spot for me wherever I go out to Stony.
You say,
that's all
listen,
I know. I know.
We'll feed you. We'll
Oh,
feed you.
we did. That's it.
And
That's
we
what
got
we
a
need
parking
to
space for you.
See,
anytime you come out here, we'll take good care of both of you guys. You guys are legends in my book.
No, we definitely gonna come out. And we want to make it a point because you guys came and supported me.
Of course.
In our event that we had, man. So we definitely gotta, show you guys some love, man. And Simon and Justin has been rolling. They even came out to the Bro Day game. You know what I'm saying? When I asked you guys to bring them. So definitely.
Yeah.
And now, Coach, I'm dying to ask you because I didn't know that you had Uniondale on the schedule. So give us a little preview about what you think about that program, because I think that's a fantastic non-league matchup for you guys. And tell us a little bit more about the non-league after that.
Hold up, before you do it, Coach, you could put the computer down because I know you kind of.
No, I'm good.
I need you to back up a little bit off the. Maybe that'll do it.
There you go.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. All right. So
sounds awesome now.
Awesome.
Should have told you did that from the beginning, brain. Okay.
So we actually had to pull out of the Uniondale game.
Really?
And I'm surprised that he said that. And I was listening. I was listening when he said that. We actually got invited to play in the Jordan Brand Classic, and we are only able to play 23 games max. And looking at our schedule, just to kind of go down our non-league schedule and what it looks like, we bit off a lot.
Yeah.
Can you hear me again?
Nah, it's still doing it. But go ahead. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling through it because
he sounds good on my end, Pooh. He sounds good on my end.
Sounds good on your end?
But it's my end that counts. So
yeah, true.
Hey man, we might have to get you some AirPods. Probably that's probably what it is, B.
Nah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can maybe get something. How about that?
Go ahead.
All right. So our non-league schedule is a steep one, right? So our first two games, we fly out to Indiana and we are playing Bosco Institute and Lalamere.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I mean, in order to be the best, you got. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best, right?
How'd you pull that off, Coach?
So during my summers, I have the privilege of working out with some pros and some college players, right? So, I've had Paulo in the gym, I've had Jimmy in the gym. I work out for the last 5 years. I've worked out with Kevin Love. Who else is in there? Dante DiVincenzo. You know, I text these guys all the time. We chop it up back and forth. Josh Hart was in the gym with you know
I was gonna say Josh Hart, right?
yeah, Josh Hart. And then I started with JJ Redick, man. I started with JJ Redick back in the COVID, and he was asking me like because he has a house out east, and I worked with him for over a month, and he asked me one time, he's like, "Yo, bro, what the hell are you doing out here?" I'm like, I mean, because they see that as the country, you know, out east, you know, and I'm like, I'm kind of born and raised here, bro. Like, I went out to college, played a little ball, and you know, I came back here and I sell a little real estate, and you know, I help with this school here as a board president, and that's where I'm at. And he's always said, bro, like, listen, if I get a coaching job in the league, bro, I'm coming after you. And I didn't believe him, but he damn sure did. He told me about the Nets opportunity. It didn't work out. Then he was thinking about Toronto, but his wife was like, "Hell no, I'll never go out there." And then he got the LA job, and he actually told me to. He asked me for my resume. He's like, "Yo, what's up with your resume?" And it turns out it was just as I got this Stony Brook job.
Yeah.
So I prayed on it, bro. And this Stony Brook job is actually something that I prayed for, and it's kind of a dream come true. And I told Jay, I was like, listen, man, I would love to give you my resume, but I got something going right now that I just started, and I just got to see where he's taking me right now. So like, but make a long story short, with a little bit of connections and conversations and relationships, I was able to get some teams on the list that, you know, I think it's worthwhile noting, right?
Keep going, Coach, because those first two were insane. Shout out,
again,
Glenn Pooh.
Full transparency, I've been really wanting to play. I was trying to get a little game against, because I know they've given Chaminade a chance. And actually, before I got here, they gave Stony Brook a chance. But Lehigh National is right down the road. And I was saying, listen, we're okay with taking a beating. Like, can we play? But, you know, he said, listen, Ron, like, you're in the PSAA, you play my varsity team. So it's kind of weird to, like, play you and then you play my varsity. So, like, it just doesn't work right now. So I said, all right. So then I had to find another EYBL Scholastic team that would give me a shot. And they said, listen, if you'll pay to get here, we'll play you. So there you have it. So we got Bosco Institute on Friday, and then Lalamere on Saturday. We come home after that, bump and bruise and beat down, and we're going to go to Chaminade. We'll play Chaminade in a triple header over there. Then you got the George School at Cardinal Spellman High School, which is a good one there. We got Earl Monroe, New Renaissance. That's at St. Dominic. Then we got the Holy Trinity. We got Holy Trinity coming to our house. And then you got the Jordan brand will play at the Brand Classic in December 27th.
Coach, who are you playing? I lost you right there.
We play at the Jordan brand. We play Scanlon.
Oh, Scanlon. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, we got Scanlon.
We'll be at the Jordan brand. Yeah, the Jordan brand Classic in Manhattan.
Yep. Yep. And then we got Gary Charles. We'll play St. Anthony's there. From there, then we go up north to Massachusetts. We're in the Hoop Ball Invitational. We've got a couple teams that we play up there. Yep, and then we play Cardinal Hayes at Cardinal Hayes.
Love it.
You know, so like we wanted that bump, man. And
Coach is ready, man.
And listen, you gotta listen, Coach. Hit me up like a week before, like your pool. We in the city, Cardinal Hayes.
I'm gonna send you the schedule. I'm gonna send you the schedule, and I'll definitely ping both of you guys. I need you in the building. I love the critiques. I love to talk to basketball-minded guys. And listen, man, like we're here to grow. If you're not learning, you ain't growing if you're not learning, right? And so I'd love for you guys to kind of be in the building, see what we're doing, and you know, certainly would need your help in terms of helping me push my players along for sure.
No doubt. We definitely gonna make it out there. It'll be dope. We could do like a real special beat, like when me, Fa, you, we get out there, you know, get a walk around the campus and really do it nice for Coach, man. You know, again.
And Pooh, I've been there. You and Fa are gonna love the place. It's one of my, you know, I had a non-league game there back in the day when I coached, and I couldn't believe that this place is on Long Island. Like Coach said, it's right by Stony Brook, and it's just a great place and just an awesome thing that we could shine some light on this program, because it's another program that, you know, coach is filling in for a guy who's been there forever, and people said, you know, Stony Brook School is going to disappear, and it's back stronger than ever. So shout out Coach White, all your staff that you're doing, and we're ready, man. We're ready to show you guys some love and do a little special.
Yeah.
No doubt. And it means a lot for a guy who can turn down the NBA, because not too many people are going to do that.
Yeah.
For a start at something, because he started something, right? It tells you something about a man, right? When you start something, say, you know what? I started this, and I gotta finish this. Because he could have started it and jumped ship, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm a God-fearing man, and I don't move until he tells me to. And so this is something that I prayed on with my wife. I have a beautiful wife of 26 years. I got a 23-year-old son who's a biology pre-med major that just graduated this year from Rhodes College. He played 4 years down in Memphis at Rhodes College. And
nice.
I've got an 11-year-old son who's a sixth grader. So like, you know, and then so we still do have our house out in Bridgehampton, but we up here in Stony Brook. And like, again, God works in mysterious ways, and he's such a provider, right? And so with my wife and I, and again, I don't mean to get too personal with you guys,
That's
but
so good.
you know, we were super young when we had our first son. I'm 44, my son is 23. You do the math, right? And then my wife is 3 years younger than me. You do the math, right? And so like, there's a lot of things that we put to the side to kind of be a provider for our kid and to kind of create a household. And so she put a lot of her life to the side so I can kind of rip and run. I played at Suffolk for 2 years, won 2 national titles, went to LIU, finished there, was still coaching. I went to Bridgehampton, won 3 state titles there, you know, and just pouring into being a board president as well, and just fundraising and trying to build. I think you guys know Bridgehampton Killer Bees, right?
Yo, for coach. Listen,
you got to tell him about
hold on, time out. Let me just show him something real quick. Because while he was talking, I'm sitting here putting it all together like, yo.
Yeah.
He got to come on Basketball Heads. Like, I'm putting it all together. Look. I'm putting it all together. You heard? I'm up here putting it together. So while we over there talking, I'm over there putting the plan together like, yeah. Need to go out there, need to do a preseason runs on him, or do the whole episode with you, and then do like a sit-down episode just on coach career.
Oh my dude, the
man,
stories alone.
That documentary that they put out, that they have, awesome. One of the best documentaries I've seen besides Sebastian Telfair. I put that one up there, man, for a basketball documentary.
And it's funny again, and I don't want to prolong the time, but like even that, man, like I'll tell you, man, like there's some backstories about that documentary that would knock your socks off. And you'd be like, wait, I didn't realize that. Because honestly, I was on the board. I was the board president at the time. And the people that wanted to do the documentary, we were very hesitant for a while in terms of saying yes to them. And there was a reason behind that. And the truth be told, to make a long story short, like I'm very grateful of the documentary, right? I'm also grateful that Shaquille kind of helped them finance the last part of it, you know, to actually produce it. But the truth be told is this. There was too much of a parallel between basketball and the life of crime and drugs, and then there were some middle things that I felt that they missed, right? And so like when I was really the only African American on the board at the time when they wanted to do that. Now it was a big deal that our story was finally going to be told, right? And so I went back to the hood, I went back to the neighborhood saying, hey, listen, our story's going to be told, Now listen, there's a lot of professional landscapers and barbers and cheerleaders and professional real estate people and people who went to college for the first generation. There's a lot of us that didn't get into that documentary that would have told the actual story. Because granted, there was high-level basketball, there was certainly some drugs, and there was some crime, and there were some people that turned a different way. But then there was an army of us that saw where our community was headed at the time, and we chose to try to fight through and persevere through some of the things that easily could have taken our joy and taken our freedom. And I feel like there was about 24 of people that I personally emailed to the producer saying, hey, you should talk to this person, this person, this person, this person. And none of us got in. None of us got in. So again, I don't want to kind of drag it because I do think that it was a story and everything that they said was accurate. I just feel like for what they said that they were going to do, it was challenging. And I understand the difficulty that they had to try to tell the whole story, but there was a little bit more between the basketball legacy we had and then the life of, because one person said it like what Biggie Small said, either you could have a wicked jump shot or sling crack rock. Well, guess what? There was a lot of things in between those two things that Bridgehampton was about that wasn't told, right? And so some of us has still a burning desire to tell more of the story about what happened. But getting back to me, you know, this was a blessing in disguise in terms of getting the Stony Brook opportunity, because bringing us up to Stony Brook, my son is now working to get into the med school in Stony Brook University. My wife is going back to school for her sociology degree. My youngest is still trying to learn his way, but it's in a bigger pot where he's not a one of 9 guys in a Bridgehampton 6th grade class, and now he's 88. And it's like, we don't care who your parents are. We don't care who you've come from. Like, you better earn your keep. So now he's like thugging it out in football, and he's got to make the team in soccer. And he's like, so again, beautiful place. I love my town. Absolutely amazing. We still have our house. We go back as often as we can, but God has put us in a different world that allows us to check the boxes that we would have been a little bit more difficult to check out east.
No doubt, no doubt.
Well, that's definitely an episode, Pooh. I'm telling you.
Listen, you already. I've told you what my brain's always working. You know, my brain is always working, B. Like, my brain is always working, man. So we definitely gonna take care of that, coach. We're gonna take care of you, spotlight your program, and let's keep this relationship going, man. We appreciate you. I know when you listen back to it, you're gonna be like, damn, Pooh was saying there was some bugs. My guy CK is on here. Yo, CK. How is it sounding on your end? Because I know my guy CK is our Upstate Connect. That's why we was able to get a lot of those kids from up there and let us know who was the top guys. How was it sounding on your end, CK? Before we get out of here, because I know me, I'm an audio guy, so I'm like,
hey, Coach White, you got to tell little man, I had 700 kids in my freshman class, so he'll be all right.
Where'd you go to school?
St. Anne's.
You went to St. Anthony's?
Yeah.
Or St. Anne's?
St. Anthony's, yeah.
Wow. So you're a Friar.
Yeah.
Man.
We were number one sports program in the country, 700 kids, and I said, this place is nuts. I mean, there were Division I kids all over the place. It was wild.
And there still are, man. I mean, St. Anthony's is a powerhouse in every angle, every facet, which, you know, again, Chaminade, St. Anthony's, they've been doing it for the eons of time, right? And it's just a machine, and we all just marvel over it, because I mean, there's just a lot of attention, a lot of finances, a little bit of everything, and it's just a great program all the way around.
And, you know, they built that beautiful complex right when I graduated, Coach. Perfect timing.
It always happens that way. It always happens that way.
It was like, you know what's crazy? He's going now. We can build it.
They were celebrating that I was out.
You know what's crazy? I've got some really good. So if you know, so Bridgehampton won the state 3 times in a row, twice.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s. And there's now some of the best teams that came out of Bridgehampton is probably in the 70s.
Yeah.
Hands down. And there was multiple times that they tried to expand the school, get a bigger gym, and they said no. And then after the 3 in the 90s, and then we won in 2015, here comes a lot of focus on trying, and it had nothing to do with basketball. The expansion had nothing to do with basketball. But they are, when I talk to them at church and stuff, they still to this day, it's like, man, we'll walk y'all under the table, and after all this time, y'all gonna get a new gym. We'll wash y'all up. I'm like, sir, come on, Pop.
Come on, man.
To do with basketball. Like, we needed the expansion for curriculum. We needed a real cafeteria. It just so happened with the expansion, it made sense to do a gym. But at the end of the day, it's more than just the basketball. They don't want to hear that, though.
That shoebox, man. You can't replace that shoebox.
Well, hey, it's an auditorium now, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
CK said, "I love feedback, but clear." All right, I can live with that. Say
easy
even
there,
better
audio.
than Coach Johnson was up at the point guard. See,
That's right.
these guys be knowing what's going on. Hey,
Yeah,
Coach.
and Coach was my coach.
See,
And then I became the coach over there, and I actually won the first ever overall Long Island Class D championship.
nice.
Because there was no Class D in Nassau. Let me be clear. There was no Class D in Nassau until our Academy Charter came through. And then our Academy Charter the first year had to be a Class D team. They were actually kind of tough, but we was able to pull it out. So I was able to run away with that first ever Long Island Class D champ.
And then you go to Long Island University, which is crazy. They play in
And
the
then I go to
NEC
LIU.
conference because I'm an NEC guy, at Fairleigh Dickinson.
right.
So,
Oh, you went?
Yeah,
that's
I
where
went to
Tane
FU.
went. You know my man Tane Trent.
Nah, I'm a little bit older than you, Coach.
That's all right. That's all right.
I know I look younger than you, but
You do. Hey, especially with the shades on. I got a picture of you with the shades. I said this guy look like he's 20, man.
I know he does. I'm telling you,
I
man.
tell my kids how old up. Them kids be like, "Nah,
He's
get
going
up."
in reverse, dude. I'm telling you.
I take care of myself. It's good. What I'm saying? No doubt. But look, Coach, man, we appreciate you, man. I'm a man of my word. We're gonna get out there and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Definitely for sure. Definitely for sure. Look, my guy CK still going on.
From Center Bridges,
Yeah.
Yeah, so me and Tane Trent played at Suffolk. We won a national title there, and then he got a full ride to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Really? Okay. So that's what you was talking about.
Yeah.
Nice. And
See,
then I was there in the 80s.
Huh?
I was there in the 80s.
You was there in the 80s. Yeah, so yeah.
Late 80s. Bro. Don't tell me like that.
That was 05 for me, man.
05.
See? Yeah, I was a whole grown man 13 times over by then. But nah, it's all good. Hey, look, Coach, man, always fun, man. Always fun.
Pleasure.
For sure. And you're a hip hop head, so when we talking, we gonna talk some hip hop, man. And
yeah, you better have some
spice it up a
challenges
little
ready
bit.
for Coach White, man, because his lyrics are on point. He always makes me laugh, and for a guy in some serious moments, I know I could always come over to you for a laugh, even if there's 20 seconds before the game. You'll give me something that'll make me laugh. So just want to say appreciate you, Coach. We hope you have you back over the summer, and some big things coming between us and Stony Brook. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
And tell your friends to thank you that you were able to pull over to their house, man, and you know what I'm saying, and do this, man.
Thank them for having you.
I don't know if y'all hear you, but my wife and them out there like, hurry up.
Don't worry. He's almost done.
All right, Coach. I'll at you.
I appreciate you guys.
No doubt.
Definitely. Thank you, Coach. Be
All
good.
right. Coach Ron White, Stony Brook School, class act. No doubt. Peace.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you, Coach. Long Island in the house. Did we disappoint?
Yes. Yo, B, you the man, B. You the man. You got it right. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
got the coach of the year up here.
Guys,
got Coach Ron White up here. Awesome.
Right? Two guys that I know are right up your alley and guys that you would connect with. And, two guys who have a lot of history and some, good stories to tell. So I think that'd be awesome to have a Coach Ron White episode. The Bridgehampton stories are absolutely nuts, Pooh. I mean, they had like 10 kids in the class and they were able to win a state title. It's nuts.
I remember them. I think they was up at Glen Falls when we was up at Glen Falls. I remember them. I remember Hempstead.
Yeah.
Just those schools that was up there with us during that time in 86 up at Glen Falls in the state championship. But not only that, I know about Hollywood, right? I know about the entertainment industry and how they need to throw the gutter side of neighborhoods to profile something positive in sports, right? So they're glorify the gutter to sprinkle it with the positive of sports.
They want the two extreme ends, right?
Yeah, and miss the middle part, which is very important. I don't pay attention to those things. It's like me bringing up guys on Basketball Heads who may have a shady past or may have went through some. I don't even talk about that part unless they want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Because let's just focus on the basketball and the positive that you got out of the sport, right?
Yeah.
How it changed your life. So, man,
And
it was a
listen,
good
some
documentary.
exciting players on both these rosters. Hopefully, some college coaches check out both these guys. And like I said, two very exciting coaches who, are going to be stars on Long Island. And these kids are really lucky to have these guys. Is the theme that I keep getting from most of these coaching corners, man. The coaches have been incredible, and Pooh, just the mentality they take about kids, how they leave. Nobody's sour. No one's trashing the kids. They're very positive, and like they said, they'll welcome them back with open arms. So definitely have some right guys in some great positions.
No doubt, man. Salute to Coach Jaaz Styles and Coach Ron White, man. Two classy brothers, man. We appreciate you. Coach B, man. It's time for us to get out of here, man.
Till next week, my man. Can't wait.
No
I already
doubt.
can't wait for another episode. And I'm
Man.
hearing some players may be on the way.
Yeah, we got
That's
some
what
players
I'm
on the way.
hearing.
We got some players on the way, but next week we're gonna kind of mix it up a little bit. We got I could say this. We got Coach Mercedes Dukes coming on, and Coach Lopez from St. Ray's.
Oh, let's
We're gonna shake it up.
go.
We're gonna shake it up. We're gonna shake it up a little bit.
I can't wait, man. Pooh, till next week, my man. Stay cool, all right?
No doubt, no doubt. Peace, B.
Be good. Be good.
Yeah, High School Basketball Weekly, baby.